Okay, so today I'm going to be dropping a few more truth bombs about the real reasons why you're not getting views on your YouTube channel. And trust me when I tell you, I am talking to myself as much as I'm talking to anybody else, because I know how disappointing it is. You put so much time and effort, you're writing your script outline, you're filming, you're doing all this editing, and then you put your video up, you put yourself out there to the world, and it gets like no views. Trust me, it happens to me, happens to everybody. I mean, I was even listening to an interview with Mr. Beast the other day where he was talking about, an underperforming video. So everybody, even big channels, have underperforming videos. What are the reasons? Okay, number one reason why you're not getting views on your videos is usually the thumbnail. You could create the greatest video ever, but if nobody clicks on the thumbnail, then they're not going to see your video. So we got to make sure that the thumbnail is what is going to be clickable, right? What is going to get the click. We want to get the click. So what is wrong with the thumbnail? Well, let me tell you. I've been coached by a few people. I was just shocked that my thumbnails weren't great, but I remember hearing from a couple of different people that my thumbnails had too much text on them. So the trend right now is really to have as little text as possible. In fact, you'll find that some thumbnails don't even have any text on them at all. So it just depends. Like if you're going to go with a thumbnail that doesn't have any text at all, you better make sure that the title is right and tight so people know what your video is about. And also, the text on your thumbnail doesn't need to be exactly what's in the title of the video. I mean, you've got the title of the video there. So perhaps it's just something that supports the title or something that entices people to click, but is still relatable to the title. Also, in my personal experience, I have noticed, and if you look at a lot of the big creators out there, you'll notice this too, but that pop of color that draws people in, that makes it stand out, that also helps. So take a look at your thumbnails and see if they have too much text, or if maybe they don't have enough color, that they don't have that pop that would really get somebody's attention. The thumbnail is definitely going to need to be compelling, because I think of it as a commercial or maybe even a billboard. Like it's the thing that gets people to click. I mean, when you're on Netflix, have you ever gotten like tricked because you saw this really compelling thumbnail and you clicked on it and you're like, oh, I already saw that movie. You did that because they changed the thumbnail. And so that's a really brilliant strategy of them to try to get the interest. I definitely recommend looking at other people's channels and looking at what's trending, seeing what is happening in your niche. What are the thumbnails that are getting the click? And are they compelling? Do they have bright colors? Do they have fewer words? And then kind of look at your own thumbnails and see how your thumbnails compare. And also, how do you know if a thumbnail is a bad thumbnail, if it's not performing? Well, if you read your analytics in YouTube, there's what's called a CTR. This is what's going to tell you whether your thumbnail is performing or not. Now, recently, and again, remember, I said I'm speaking to myself because you put this effort into your video and then it doesn't get the views that you want it to do. Well, we need to examine why so that we can fix it or that we can do it better next time. So like I recently had a CTR that was only 0.5%. And so I had to change that thumbnail up because 0.5% is not going to get the click. Ideally, in a perfect world, you would want a CTR of 10% or higher. That would be a strong thumbnail. But something that you have to keep in mind, you have to consider is the impressions. Like how many impressions did you get is going to drive down your percentage of your thumbnail potentially, because some videos are getting shown to a bigger audience than others. So it's something to keep in mind when you're inside your analytics. Real reason number 2 why your videos may not be getting the views that you want is because of the title. Now, the title needs to be compelling. It shouldn't be too long, but it also doesn't want to be too short. I mean, it's got to tell the story. It's got to set the viewer up for what it is that the content is going to be about. but in a catchy way. Even big creators, like when they have an underperforming video, then they're changing up the title, they're changing up the thumbnail. Maybe they can get that video going that's underperforming. Because that's one of the cool things about YouTube is once you publish a video, you cannot change the video. However, you can change the thumbnail, the title, and the description, and the end screen. So these are definitely some things that could make a difference on your video. The title is going to have a lot to do with SEO. So the title is going to tell the algorithm what your video is about. So when you put things in your video, and I see this happen in a real estate market a lot, is when somebody puts something like Tuesday tip or Friday video or, Tuesday tactic, whatever it is, nobody's searching that. So there's really no reason to put that in your title. And definitely don't put it on your thumbnail because Tuesday tip is too generic. It is not something that's going to get people to click on your video. People want to know what they're getting with this video. What problem is your video solving for them? And so you got to make it very enticing of what you're about to teach them. And it's also going to be picked up by the algorithm because the algorithm now knows what your video is about. Here's another real estate example of where people go wrong with the title. If you're a real estate agent and you're putting the address as the title of your video, then you're probably not going to get that many views on it. And here's why. Not that many people are searching the address. So maybe if somebody came to your open house and they wanted to search information about that property and they put in the address, your video might come up. That's true. But you're not going to reach a wide audience with that. Instead, you would want to go with something like what $500,000 gets you in Gilbert, Arizona, or home with the most amazing backyard I've ever seen in Scottsdale, Arizona. If you're in real estate, I would be following Ryan Serhant because he has some amazing real estate videos and he has very, very catchy titles and amazing thumbnails. So he's someone I would definitely follow if that's your niche. You'll also want to be doing your competitive research. So other people in your niche, what are the titles that are performing for them? Check that out. And it's okay if your title is similar to theirs because, well, YouTube is a big place and you want to make sure that people that are searching for your content, they get as many choices as possible. Remember, there's an audience for everybody. So while someone might connect with another person who did a similar video, they're going to connect with you because you're their type of person. They like your content, how you produce it, how you say things, how you teach them. So it's okay to have similar videos. You're going to be wanting to look at what's trending on YouTube and how did people title their videos in order for people to click on them. Okay, my next real reason why your videos are not getting views is possibly because of the topic. Now, I have made this mistake doing videos that are about things that we want to talk about versus what people are actually searching and what's performing well on YouTube. So you would think that by now I would have learned that lesson myself, but I haven't. I recently made a video about being a perfectionist because a lot of people have called me a perfectionist and I don't believe that. It's not true. I believe in being excellent. I'm an excellentist. I believe in being detail-oriented, giving it your best shot, putting a lot of effort into it, continual improvement, and that's not perfectionism. So I made a video about that because it's a message that I'm passionate about, but didn't get the views. It wasn't something that people were searching for. It wasn't content that was high-performing. It was just a topic I wanted to talk about. So it's okay if you make videos about topics you want to talk about, but you have to remember you might not get the views on those videos because perhaps it's just not a topic that there's a wide audience for. So like anything else on YouTube, research is a big part of success. So doing research on what people are searching for, what topics are trending in your niche, what are your competitors doing, what's being searched on, maybe using answerthepublic.com or using Google Trends. So this research will help you identify what are the topics that people are searching for. And when you do that, you're likely to get a lot more views on your video because this is a topic that people want to know about. Okay, so to recap, very important things. Real reason why you're not getting views is probably because of the thumbnail, the title, and or the topic. But you know what? There's another thing I wanted to share with you is that I am seeing that not a lot of people are leveraging their videos. So there is a section in YouTube where you can put an end screen on it. So if you have a video that you want to get more traffic, make it the video that pops up with the end screen. And so when someone else is watching your videos, maybe they're watching a high-performing video, and you want to tee that next one up in the end screen, that is something that can help drive views. Now you know the real reason, some truth bombs about why your videos aren't getting views. It would mean so much to me if you would subscribe to this channel, be part of my YouTube journey. Let's do it together. I would love that. Put a comment below if you got anything out of today's video. I really appreciate every comment. I respond to every comment. So thank you so much for that, and we'll see you next time.